We're recording! Yay! All right, so we're in 2.2, and this is a little bit longer. I definitely need to show you part of the homework because it gets a little weird. After this, though, I think it actually is not too bad. Here we go. Fill in the blanks. We got frequency distribution. We got classes. I'll explain all this here in a second. And we have frequency. Okay. So this is a frequency distribution. Basically, we're going to categorize and put people into different classes and then count and tally how many would fall into that. So you could say like people who are in heights of 4 foot to 5 foot, 5 foot to 6 foot, 6 foot to 7 foot, 7 foot to 8 foot. You know what I mean? You can categorize them in different classes, and then you count out how many, and you're good. Make sense? All right, cool. The problem is that on your homework, they don't stop at this. Oh, they will. It looks like they do, but they don't. They go on to make this 5.99, and then make this 10.99 and 15.99. And all of this is really angering me because they don't say it. They don't say it, but then they'll do it. Okay, so when we get to the homework later, they're going to be doing this sort of thing, and it makes me very upset. And I'm sorry. I'll just be mad then. Is that okay? Are y'all okay with me being mad then? Thank you. But for now, there you go. So we're going to do our own. The big thing that you want to know from here is this two things, class width and this round up thing. I'm going to show you how to do class width. It's very simple. You're going to take the first elements from two different classes and you're going to subtract them. 6 minus 1 is 5. You got it. Yay! We can do math. We're doing math. Isn't that awesome? So that's how we're going to do it. But here, I also want to show you something else. How many elements are in any one of these classes? And so I'm going to count them with my fingers. I know that sounds really weird, but if you look back here, like 11 to 15, I'm going to count it with my fingers. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. How many elements? Exactly. So I can't say 15 minus 11. That wouldn't do it. Does that make sense? I have to go either first numbers or I can count with my fingers. Either way, that's how many would be in my class. Now, if you get something odd, you have to round up. So this is actually important, and we'll see that at sometimes. Let's just say that the round up thing, you have to you're between two numbers and you get like a 3.2, then you're going to have to round up to 4. So that's what rounding up means. Hello and hello. So is that weird when you have 3.2, you round up to 4? That's strange, isn't it? That's why I'm telling you it's important. This is like we gotta remember this, okay? So 0, 0, 0, 1, it's going to 4. Weird, isn't it? But then also 3.6 and all that will still go to 4. Okay? So that's how round up is. It's very strange. But I'm going to remind you when we get there. Is that okay? Round up means like literally going up. You have to go up. If you have other classes, which you probably don't have any of these, but they might call it ceiling. Ceiling. Oh, okay. So like floor and ceiling is down and up. Cool. Cool? Scroll on. Oh, thank you. Thank you. All right. You tell me to scroll or scroll. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're moving on. Okay, so we have to do this one. Now, going forward on the homework, they're going to have something like this, and we can use StatCrunch for most of it, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do it as we get there, but I want to show you by hand as well, because some of them you need to do by hand. We need to make up 7 different classes for all this data, okay? We need to start with the smallest, and then go to the largest, and then we're going to see what's the class width. So this is all part of that formula. I just really wanted to show you the roundup. So this is the actual math. We're going to take the largest and the smallest, and we're going to subtract them. And what is that going to be? Do you know? 86 minus 26? 60. I need to take that 60, and I'm going to divide it into 7 classes. So I'm going to now say 60 divided by 7. And this is where we're going to definitely use calculator. So let me get the calculator out. Desmos Scientific is pretty easy. And so whoop, whoop, and whoop. Okay. There we go. So yeah. So 86 minus 26. I'm just going to show you that I did it. And then I'm going to go 60 divided by 7. And so I got 8.57. Again, I need to round up. So what would my actual class width be? Bless you. 9, very good. So 9 is what I'm going to do. 9 elements are going to go into every class. Count on your fingers, 9, okay? So I'm going to start with 1, and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's going to be my last digit in the class, okay? So we're going to start with 26. And then I need to move on 9 different ages, 9 different elements that would fit in there. I know that you can't see my fingers when I'm going to show you right here, okay? So I'm going to do 9 here, okay? So 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. You see it? 34. And if I stop at 34, where do I start on the next one? 35, exactly. And now I want to verify something right here. If I take these two and I subtract them, would I get 9? All right, awesome. Cool. Okay, so that was just a double check. You don't have to do it, but, just verifying. All right, so 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. This is very crude, but it will work. 43. So then I'm going to now start at 44. You know what might be easier? If we start with the first numbers and kind of work backwards. So the next one, if we had 35 and now we're going to 44, take a guess what the next one would be. There's a pattern here. 53. Perfect. And then? Now, I want to do one last thing, and this is going to be strange. I want to go one extra just in case. I know that we're not actually going to use it, but if I had to go one more, it would be 89. Very good. Yeah, because I'm basically adding 9 each time. Okay. I think this is going to make it faster because if you go and say, I'm ending, I guess, no, I'm restarting with a 53, so I ended with a 52. Very good. I have a 62 here, so now I need to have and all the way down the same way. 79. And then, again, this is why I wrote this last one down here. If I have an 89 down here, then I actually ended at 88. That's an important number where we're actually ending. The 88 is very important. When you're going into your homework or My Math Lab, you're going to be typing all these numbers. And if you have one little number wrong, it'll say, no, you're all wrong. It's very upsetting. So I'm telling you ahead of time how that works. Any questions on how we constructed that so far? Okay, now I'm going to verify one more thing. Do all of these data points fit in one of these classes? Right, like from the very beginning, I can definitely start putting them here. But the last one, 86, does it fit in the last group here? Okay, good, then we're good. If it did not, then we did it wrong. That's why we have to round up. If you did regular rounding, it would be terrible. It wouldn't work. All right, guys. Now we're going to start seeing how many are in each group. We're going to start tallying it up. So 26 all the way to 34. 1, 2. Is it just 2? Are y'all verifying with me? See how we're counting? Hello. 35 to 43. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 44 to 52. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're going all the way to 61. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 18. Did I get 18? What did I get here? I get 18. I'll just fill in the rest. 11, 1, and then 1. And I want to verify. I'm going to add all these things up here. I'm going to total it at the bottom and see if I got the same amount that I should get. See how it says there's 50 here? When I add all these up, do I get a 50? I'm just verifying here. You don't have to do this. Yep, there we go. So 50. Check mark. We did it right. So that's good. So there's a lot going into it, right? You have to kind of see where we're starting and the class width, and then you have to count with your fingers or whatever you need to do. There's a lot of little pieces to make it work. But it will eventually work. Is that okay? Yeah? I'm going to do some more, and eventually we're going to go to the homework and do some too. Any questions on this? No? Yes. Always round up. Yep. That 8.57, I know it would have rounded a 9, but for sure always round up. Yep. Even if it's 8.2. Okay, I'm going to scroll then. Unless y'all want me to stay, I don't mind. Good? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Okay, here we go. So it says draw a histogram for this. Basically, I'm going to copy down these numbers, but I'm going to draw a histogram. And I'm going to tell you, a histogram is a very simple kind of graph. It's bars that touch one another. That's it. It's just bar graphs where they touch. That's it. So I'm wanting to have a class here from 26 to 34. And so I'm going to start at 26, and then I go to 34. But then the next one starts at 35 technically. And I'm going to basically do these first numbers here. So we got 44, 53, 62, 71, 80, and then 89 would have been the next one. And I'm going to make a bar for each one of these. Hopefully I can get this one right. Let's go, let's say that's 10, and let's say this is 5. Okay, so I got 2. So this one here goes up 2. I'm going to just mark it right here. Sounds great. Hey, Chad, how do I know that that's at a height of 2? Because I put a 2 right there. Right? I don't know how high I went. It might have. Do you think I went to a 2 height? Maybe. Yeah. Yeah. So I put a 2 there just in case. Okay. Next one's at 5. So we got 5. The next one's at 12. So I'm going to go up past the 10 into 12. 18. Oh my gosh, I didn't account for the 18. That's 15. Whoops. There's 20. So we're like way up high now. Oh my gosh. Bars that touch. Whoops. 11. So a little bit lower than the other one. Hello. Okay. Well, I'm glad you're here. All good. All good. And then a 1, and then a 1. All right. So there's your histogram. I know that I kind of messed up at the top there, but are y'all cool with that? I'm going to rewrite this bars that touch part, okay? Because I don't like it. It's making me annoyed. It's bars that touch. What? Okay, good. That would be a bad thing because like tomorrow's like the last day. So yeah. Oh no. Okay, I'll fix it. Hold on. Here, I'll get back in. I got it. It's gonna take a while. I got it. No, it's okay. You just remember to click on the press, but you're okay. Yeah, if you click on your name. No, I got you. I'll put you in. All right. That's fine. It happens. You're fine. It's super secret security measures. That's what I put on here. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they're still open for sure. Are y'all good with the histogram, by the way? Everyone's okay with that? Just copying it down, right? Just a different format, make it look better. Yep, you're good. I got you in. All right, cool. All right. Scrolling on then. Scrolling on. So the StatCrunch notes, leave it open because we're going to definitely come back to that. I want to go through the homework first, though. So let's just answer the rest of the questions in this section. There's a couple other places where we really need to see it. So it says, what percentage can hold their breath at least 12 and a half seconds? So at least, what does that mean? At least 12 and a half seconds? Is that less than 12? Least? 12 and up, right? Exactly. It's more, it's 12 or more, right? So they're saying right here, this 12 and a half or like more. So they're wanting to know what percentage. So how many people do we have in these groups over here that are more? Like you count. You count. How many would be here? Help me out. 2, and then. So we have 2, 5, and 6. If we add them all up, let's add them all up, right? 2 plus 5 plus 6. We got. Oops, sorry. We got 15 people in this group right here. So this is 15 total. Oh, is it 13? Thank you. That's why I should probably do it in my brain instead of by calculator, right? Thank you. 13. Yeah. I mess up too. The math teacher messes up. So how would I find a percentage though? So you have the total amount, but how would I find a percentage? Exactly. Find a total. So if I find the total here, I got 2, 1, 4, 2, 5, and then all those guys. Hello. So let me add up all these together now and find the total. So I got 27 total. And so you said divided by total. So yeah, that's my percentage. Oh, percent would be then 13 divided by 27. Again, we're going to use a calculator for that guy. There we go. 48, basically. Cool. Are y'all okay seeing the percentage as you're going to take the subtotal divided by the grand total kind of thing, right? All we're doing here is adding and dividing. I mean, this is simple math, but that's still important to do. If you have questions, let me know, because I'm always here for you. We're on page 33 in the workbook. 2.2. We're doing 2.2 right now. Okay, I'm going to scroll on. Good. All right, cool. So here we go again, another one. Now, this one's kind of different than the last one. Notice that it has one decimal place for all of our stuff. So when we do a class width, we have to account for one decimal place. You know how it sounds like round up? Now I'm going to think, oh, round up to like a whole number. We have to round up to like a one digit, a one decimal digit number kind of thing. So let's be careful when we go through this. What I need to do is, first off, the max minus the min, and I'm going to take all this and divide it by the number of classes. Number of classes. That's how I'm going to get my class width. I'm going to rewrite that right quick. Class width. So what would be the biggest number? 32.5. Okay, what's the smallest? And I get tripped up on this myself. The 13.3? 13.3, there it is. You're right. So 32.5 minus 13.3. And then how many classes are we actually wanting in the end? 4 whole classes. Let's check this out. Remember that we're supposed to round. We're supposed to round up. I get it. But we're going to be very careful about what it looks like here. Okay. Oh, man, this is going to be some kind of interesting. Okay. 4.8. Oh, well, round up. That means we're going to round to what? 5, you would think, but they want one decimal place because everything here's one decimal place. I need one decimal place for this. I know it's kind of weird, right? So what would I then round up to? There it is. That's actually the true statement. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use 4.8 as just a thought, okay? So literally do not write what I'm going to write down. Can y'all like chill and watch me for a second? I'm going to use 4.8 for just a second and show you how it's wrong. We need more than that. 4.9 is correct. So I'm going to start with the 13.3, and then I don't know what this is going to, but I know that when I go here, I'm going to add 4.8. Again, all this is wrong. I just want to make sure that I'm clarifying. All of this is going to be wrong, and I'll show you why here in a second. So 18.1, awesome. Well, then I'm going to add another 4.8 to that. So 18.1 plus 4.8, I got 22.9. Add another 4.8 to that. And so I got my 27.7. And then again, I want to go one more so that I can know what the next one's going to be. So 27.7 plus 4.8, and I got 32.5. And all these others, okay? So if this is 32.5, and again, everything's one decimal, what would I actually have right here? Correct. Now I'm going to ask a question. Does all of this fit inside of one of these 4 boxes? They can't, because this right here, the last one, it wouldn't fit here. You see that? Isn't that crazy? So 4.8 looks great because I don't have to round. I got a whole number kind of ish. But yeah, we actually have to round up to the next number, even if it's on the number we actually want. I know this is a strange occurrence, but it happens. 4.9 is the correct answer. Did y'all see what I'm trying to say there? If I wanted to put that last data entry and I can't put it in there, it would have to go in like a 5th block box, and I don't have room for that. The conundrum, right? It's a paradox in a way. Can I erase all this? Okay, so we're not going to do that. We're going to do 4.9, okay? So 4.9, we're going to start with, again, the 13.3, and then I'm going to add 4.9. It's like I'm basically starting all the way over. And that's okay. Okay, so 18.2, and so on and so forth. 18.2 plus the 4.9, 23.1, keep going. 28.0, and again, I want to go one more just in case so that I can know what the other value in the bottom is going to be. 32.9. So working up, if this was 18.2 down here, working up, I would have 18, what? 0.1, right? Because it's always going to be one less, even if it's a weird decimal place thing like this. What should I be putting here then? Yep, 23.0, very good. Next one. Beautiful. And then we got the last one, 32.8, very good. Now, we don't need that last one. Can all of the data entries fit into the 4 groups now? Okay, then. So we're good. Now, a lot of this, again, will be done for you in StatCrunch, but for now, well, this is how it works. All right, let's start counting. I need all my 13.3s all the way to 18.1s. I'm going to use a different color for the counting. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. If I'm mistaken something, you tell me. 5. I got 5. Did you get 5 here? When you were counting, did you get 5? Okay, good. The next one, 18 to 23. 1, 2, 3. 3? No, those are 30s. Oh my gosh, I was dyslexia. It's okay. Just the 2. Thank you, thank you. Y'all got to keep me on my toes, okay? 23 to 27. Yeah, 1, 4 of them. Is it only just 2, or 2 of them? Is it 2? It's only 1. Did I mistaken something, guys? Okay, so then this guy is in the other group. Am I right then? So that's actually a 3 right here. What do I have for my answers? Hold on. Do you know how hard this? No, I didn't read it something. Okay, look, right here and right here. Those are 2, so it's 2. What's the next one? Only 1, and then finally 6. I hope. It happens to me too. Do any of y'all get like lost? Me too. The last one was actually easy because it was all in order, but here it's not. So it does get confusing. You can also see that I'm like checking or dotting each one, so I know if I counted it. So there's a few strategies, but even I mess it up. And yeah, we got 14, and there's 14 of them there, so we're good. Whew. Are you gonna have to do this for your homework? Kinda. I'll show you here the homework in a little bit. You have to do some of it, but hopefully not a lot. Because again, StatCrunch will do it for you, mostly. Is this okay? Any questions? All right, cool. Histogram. We got 4 different groups. So then 4 different rectangles, essentially. starting here, 13.3, 18.2, and they often use that first number to indicate where it's going to be. And that's why that last one is important there as well. So we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close enough. Here we go. 5, 2, 1, and then 6. There's a 6 right there, I guess. Freak. Awesome. Bless you. Let me check the recording, make sure I'm still, yep, we're still good there. Awesome. Talk to me. What do you think? Okay, good, good. Cool. I think that the drawing part is going to be easy. There's actually much easier ways to do that in StatCrunch. But then again, you have to have the data in order to do it. So we'll get there. I know I keep promising it, but like literally, it's just about to come up. Part C. Whew, here we go. We're about to do it. So it says blah 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 blah. They're looking at this thing and they say, "Oh no, there's not many in the middle." And so the story is that these are like computer monitors or something, and so they're going to try to take these and like remove them, but you have to like pay a price for it or something. You can read the whole problem if you like. So these right here are $200, I think. No, 250. They're 250, and the other ones are 300. And they're saying, how much would it be then if I had to pay for them in a way? So like I have 2 of the 250s. Plus 1 of the 300s. How much would that be? Calculator, very good. You got it right. 800 straight up. You got it. 1. It's my keyboard. You can blame the keyboard. $800. There it is. That's what they're wanting for this final answer. I don't think that question part is in your homework, but we just had to talk about it because it's on the workbook. So there you go. That was actually part of the last program that we used. It was Newton Alta, not MyMathLab. And let's just say I'm happy that we're back at MyMathLab. Okay. Say that again. We are done with now page 34, and we're moving on to 35, I think. Yep. Okay. Good enough for now? If you have questions, you let me know, okay? Really. I could stop and talk about anything. So this is an actual question from your homework, like copy paste. I'm going to look at that here in a second. It looks like a lot. And then we have this little guy here. Again, that's from the homework. And then they talk about these shapes, and then we're basically done. And I want to go to the homework and show you some stuff, okay? So let's go through this one. This is a big problem, but we can do it. So we got IQ scores. And what does that look like here is a bell curve. It's like symmetrical bell-shaped thingies, right? But these are the questions. This is what we're going to have to figure out here. It says how many total students were sampled. What am I going to do to find that? How do I find the total? What do I do? I know, right? It looks like a whole lot of numbers, Chad. What do I know? I don't know what to do. Add them all up. You got it. That was it. You got it. And yeah, it's going to be a little slow. I actually used like a hand calculator to do all this, like on my own. But yeah, you have to add it all up. Oh, we got 200. That was easy. It says determine the class width. They're wanting to know how many entries would you find in each one of these groups. And just take a guess. Look at these numbers down here. What's the width of each of these groups? Just take a guess. 10, yeah. Yeah, if you look between them, you're like, hey, how much is in between them? 10. Here, let's go way over here. What about these guys? 10. What about the one right beside it? How much we got? 10. 10. We just double checked as well. We did. All right. Whoa. We got a lot of numbers now. And they're doing this just to try to confuse you. That's all this is here for. Yep, it's just trying to confuse you. So what we need to do is go back and look and verify these numbers. See how it says from 60 to 70, there's only one? So 60 to 70, there's a 1. Or is it 60 to 69, there's a 1? You see? Pause for a second. Have we ever had it where they overlap? Like, this is just a graph, but did I ever overlap here? What about it on the very first one? Did I overlap these guys? So the thing is that we're not trying to overlap the actual data, even though it looks like it, like, oh, 35. Well, that was the first number. So from the graph going backwards, we have to actually subtract 1. So it's actually like this group right here is 60 to 69, right? And then the next one starts with 70. So already it's like this one's good and this one's good. Oh, but wait, this one has only a 1 next to it. Isn't that what we had right there? You seeing how that works? Isn't that so strange? That's the answer, right? Let me just verify. I got the answers right here. Yep, that's good. Yeah. See how we don't want to overlap them? They're just being really confusing and long for no reason. But hey, you know what? That's the homework. So on my graphs, I'm always using the very first numbers, right? So these are the first numbers for the entire group going forward. And I can verify with this other one over here. See? 26, 35, 44. These are right here. 26, 35, 44. But like when I'm looking at them as like a class, a group here, I'm not going to 35, I'm going to 34 instead. Yeah. So I don't like overlap them or something. And so that's what they're trying to, they're just being picky. Cool? Good question. Okay, so it says, what's the highest frequency? What's the tallest bar we got? And how many is it? It's at the hundreds. So then what is that frequency? 57. 57 is the tallest one. Oh. That's not an option, Chad. 100s. Thank you. That's correct. I was wanting it, right? It said, hey, what is it? I was going to say 57. But they said which class has the highest frequency. I was mistaken there. Okay, which class has the lowest frequency then? Which one's the lowest? Yep, 60 to 69. Good to go there. And then what percentage have at least 120? Again, at least, what does that mean? 120 and what? 120 and less? Least? 120 and more? What does it mean to have at least 120? Right. What does that at least mean? Like more. Yeah, 120 or more. Exactly. Thank you. So then 120 and more. That meaning like these groups over here. So how many people fell into that group? 30 plus 9 plus 3 plus 2. So I got 44. And what was my total again? There it is. So I said 44 of them had at least that much, and then my 200 total, divide it like you said earlier, and we got 22%. There it is. Are y'all good seeing what we were talking about? The 120 and more? Are those guys? Right? Cool. 200 came from adding them all up at the top. So we had like the 1 plus the 2 plus the 13, all the numbers added up together, like the total. Yep, very good question. That's good. Cool. Okay. So that's like directly from the homework, and we're going to see that again here in a few minutes. But I want to just, we're preparing for it. All right, so we got these other things. Real quick, I'm going to go through it. Dot plot. It looks like bars, but they use dots. There you go. Isn't that awesome? So looking at that dot plot, they're using one dot for every instance of something happening. So A, B, C, or D, which one do you think would make the most sense here? Like if I listed it all out as numbers. Yes, exactly. Because here we got 2 17s. So there's just 2 17s. I have 3 18s. right? So on and so forth. That's easy. What would be the biggest data entry that I have then? What's the biggest number? 23. What's the smallest one? You got it. There it is. That's it, really. Here's another one. So here's all of the data, and they say which of these dot plots would make sense. I'm going to tell you, pause for a second. This one's kind of fun. I'm looking for a pattern. You see, they all have something in common in a way or not. They all have one tall stack. They all have one tall stack. So where is my tall stack? And so I'm going to look through my data and see which one is the most common one. It's like, to me, it looks like 80. And there's a lot of 80s, right? So then if that's the case, then which one would I be picking? C, because 80 is my tall stack. There it is. That's all you're doing is multiple choice, and you're done. And then there's a question about it. So which one here, this is kind of weird, which one would you think would be the best answer? I'll let you read it for a second. Like, I think the top part's pretty easy, but then it starts to get wordy. And I don't really know about the words. Okay. What do you think? Which one's the best? They almost all look the same, don't they? Say it out loud. You got it. C, exactly. But let's talk about it. So it says most readings are from 65 to 80. So look, 65 to 80. Actually, I just drew too much. let me start over on that one. Okay, 65 to 80. Would that be most of the data is in that group right there? There's only like 4 of them that are outside of it. So that's the most accurate one. Everything else is a little bit weird. So I would say that's the best. I'm just going to write this is the best. And I have one more thing, and then we're going to start the homework here. Good with that? Just picking the best answer out of the bunch. Okay, here we go. Last one. So these are just different shapes of distribution. You can see symmetric means like the bell curve. But then have we talked about skewed at all? I don't think so. So skewed, it means it has like a tail on one end. So that's what, here's, you see how the skewed left, it has like a left tail. That's a left tail. While over here, skewed right means we have a right tail. So skewed means tail. You know how I remember this? And this is weird, but you're going to remember this on an exam now, right? You know what a skew even is? A little skew, it's like a little gerbil thing. It goes, and it has like a little tail on it, right? Exactly. You're going to remember this now. And so the skew, where's his tail, right? So, skew does a little gerbil thingy with a tail. Hamsters don't have tails. I'm just saying that, okay? No, you're thinking, oh man, my hamster was defective. No, that's just how they come. But gerbils, they got tails. You get me? So you're looking for the tail. I'm sorry. Now you're gonna remember a little skew. All right. So when we're looking at, hey, is it skewed? You're gonna see a little tail, and if it's tail on the left, tail on the right. Now you know. Good. Now you can remember forever. You'll always have that stuck in your brain. You'll go to sleep at night and think of skews. All right, we're done. So I'm going to go to the homework now, and we're going to talk a little bit about it. I want to pause before I jump into it. You can see that it says, hey, go ahead and do the chapter application. That's us together in class, okay? We're not doing it right now. We're probably not even going to do it. We're not going to do it next time. I'll tell you that right now. But we will devote a day, or at least most of a day, just to that all together. I'll bring laptops in for those that need them, and we'll do it here. Is that cool? Yep, that's it. That's how I use it, and every single time it works. Oh, so it's nice to know like symmetric means same on both sides, you know? Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah, and I don't think uniform ever comes up. I've never seen that on the homework yet. And the bimodal, I haven't seen that. At least I haven't seen it much. But I wouldn't even really think much about it. But yeah, symmetric means same on both sides. And then the skews have the tails. Yep. The bimodal. I mean, all it's trying to say is that there's two humps, but even then, I don't really see the two humps very often, so I just pass it over mainly. So I'm going to start up the homework 2.2, and I actually have to click somewhere else to get to it, so yeah, hang out with me for a second while I do that. 2.2 homework. Okay. Cool. So I'm not going to do it all, of course, but I do want to just like show you a couple that, are curious. It's like, you see how the very first one says like skewed left or right, symmetric, that kind of thing. Which one would you say? Skewed right, has got a tail on the right side. Exactly. Check answer, we're good. Awesome. Next question. But let me show you something. You know what's so weird? Look, next question, right? Wait. So I would say maybe like go to a list of assignments or go to that yellow button. Like I have trouble trying to get into. All right. So back to this. It says, hey, you got it right. Great job. And I got to tell you, this is your homework, right? So then I try to go to the next question. It says, wait, you haven't finished it. What's up with that? That doesn't make any sense, does it? It says, go ahead and show your work. Okay, I'll show my work. You ready? Wait. Come on. Can I type on this thing? Is it not letting me type? I have to click a typey thing? Oh, perfect. Okay. Smile. Save. I do not care what you put on that, okay? Yep. Show work. Somehow, some way, just here, look, I'm gonna put a pie. I'm gonna put a pie in there. Bam. That looks awesome, doesn't it? It does, doesn't it? It looks so cool. Maybe can I like do brushes or something? Is it gonna make me? Oh, I could draw. Oh, we can draw a smiley face. Oh my gosh, yes. Well, good enough then. Good enough. Save, and then like next, and it's fine. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. Are y'all cool with understanding though? My math up's a little weird there. That one little question, I've never seen it again. Moving on. So it says, hey, out of these guys, which dot plot would it be? Can you pick multiple choice about which dot plot that would be? Yeah, which one's the biggest, you would say, or at least a 0. So like this guy here then. There it is. That was it. So I'm going to move on to like harder questions, if that makes sense, okay? So it says, what's the most frequency thing? I'm sure we already talked about that sort of stuff. Look, we just had this one, the IQ one, so that's cool. That's cool. This one's a little different. So this is a big timeout moment here, okay? We have a whole bunch of data, and we're supposed to pick multiple choice. Is that okay for a homework? I can just randomly click and find it? Yeah. But what if it came up on the exam, right? What am I supposed to do? And so let me start showing you how to do StatCrunch. Now this is all being recorded. That's a good thing. But also you can take notes if you like. The double window thing. Open in StatCrunch. And you're going to see me do this literally hundreds of times in this class. Literally hundreds of times in this class. If StatCrunch is not working, if it doesn't load at this point, then you have a credentials problem. It's like a subscription thingy. So you tell me, and I'll tell someone to like fix it. Does that make sense? You should have access to this at all times. You will use this on your exam. You have to. This is the class. So I need to basically get one of those over here. I wonder if I can like side and do this. Yeah, that's better. That's better. So I need to pick one of these for my data. And so I need to go graph histogram. And I don't know if this is going to work. I'm just going to try it here. Can I scroll with this? Can I scroll it? A little bit there? A little bit? Okay, cool. So I'm going to click number of potholes. Did y'all see that I went there again? Let me do graph histogram. Because that's like what they're asking for is a histogram, right? Graph of a histogram. Click number of potholes. And most of the time you can just hit compute and you're done. I'm going to see what it looks like, okay? If y'all don't mind, here we go. I'm going to hit compute. Yeah, and it's not bad. If I came up with this, which one would you pick? A. I love it. And we're done. Now, it's not always that easy, but wow, that was nice. That's it. Yep, you got, yeah, what's up? Sure thing. So let's just start all over, see the double window thingy, open in StatCrunch. Very good. There's other ways to get there, but this is going to show with the data. It's going to like pop up with data. And then, yeah, graph, histogram. In this case, I just click number of potholes and then compute. Yep, at the very top. Yep, you got it. Potholes in this particular case. Because we're on number, whatever number we're on. And then it says, hey, which graph would be for relative frequency? But I already told you something about this, right? Same shape. Which one would it look like? Pick a number or letter. Yeah, D. It's the same thing. Copy paste, right? It's the same thing. That was it. See how StatCrunch can make it really fast, and I don't have to do all that math. All right. So like the next one, you can see that it has like a lot of different classes, and notice that it goes all the way to the nines. See how it goes to the nines? Kind of like what I was talking about. So like if we had it just looking at it back of the workbook, it would just be 15. Now it's saying 16. So we just have to understand that that's kind of what they're looking for. So there are how many classes? You help me. What would I put here? How many different groups do we got? 4. Easy enough. The lower class limit for the third class. Okay, so third class is this guy. So what's the lower limit? 22. And like we didn't talk about that, but you can see it's pretty straightforward. What's the upper class limit for the third class? What would you put for this? That's what I'm thinking. That's what they have. Right? Class width. Remember that you can use your fingers if you like, but we can also use the front ones. What would be the class width? What do you think? 6. From 10 to 16, it's 6. 16 to 22 is 6. And we can verify, right? Look at that. And that was it. So we're just taking what we learned and we're just like putting it in a couple of the questions and we're good to go, right? Even if it's new, even if it's different, still do this, right? Is that okay? Keep cruising, right? Let's see what else we got here. Oh, I skipped one. That's a lot of numbers. Uh-oh. And they say, find which one is the graph. So you tell me what I'm supposed to do here for this. Huh? Yeah, you could skip around for sure. We are on number 7, actually. Yep. We're on number 7. So I click here, and then again, open in StatCrunch. So I'm looking for a graph that's a histogram. Where do I click? Perfect. Exactly, right? I'm going to click var1, and I'm worried. But I'll try it. You ready? So these are my options. Here, I'm gonna come on over here in a second. You see how there's a problem here, right? Is it exactly the same? You're good. You're good. Yeah, graph histogram, and then you click the var1 at the top and compute. So yeah, looking back, I click var1, I hit compute, and I get this thing. Is it perfectly one of these three? No. Can I take a guess though? Probably. What, you thinking B? B looks pretty good. Oh no! You see the problem here, right? So it's like it's not doing what I want. Here, give me a second. Let me start this thing over. So continue, X out. No. Give me a second. I have to do some of this to be able to like reset it. Okay, so I reset it. Brand new set of things. Y'all didn't see what I just did. It's fine. We're good. So okay, I want a graph. Graph histogram. Click var1. Again, compute, and it's still junky, right? How do I make it not junky? How do I make this thing work properly, if that makes sense? So like it's just that's like false. It's like this one here is not one of those three options. So how do I make it actually work? Well, if you look, there's these right here. It says start at and width. And if you're looking at this graph here, all these graphs, what's the starting number? What do you think? 0 sounds pretty good, doesn't it? So I'm going to say starts at 0. What would be my class width though? Like if you're looking, we got 4 bars. They go all the way to 80. So about how much do you think that would be each? Say it again. 20. That's what I'm thinking. You see how I'm looking at it? It says, oh, there's 4 bars from 0 all the way to 80 for each of them, right? So let's try 0 and the width of 20. Like we're specifying. I'm going to hit compute now. But you see how I changed those two numbers? 0 and 20. Here we go. Compute. Now I'm going to ask, does that look like one of my answers? It looks kind of like B, actually. But that was the one that was wrong last time, Chad. It worked. I know. I was nervous. So see, if you go back to the graph histogram, var1, and then right here it says start and the width, and that's what I changed to 0 and 20 in this case. Is that making sense? Yep, 0 and then a width of 20. What's up? The columns on. Oh, this up here? Oh, I just clicked on it and it popped up over here automatically. Is that not working for you? Okay, good. Whew. Because if it wasn't, I'd be really scared. I'm starting at 0 and then a width of 20. Yeah. Yeah, and so I'm looking right here at the graphs that they have available. See how they're all starting at 0? And then each one of these bars looks like it's probably about 20, a 20 width, because there's like 4 bars all the way going to 80. And so then I just change it to a 20. Okay, hold on. All right, cool. Yep, and then compute, and then it should be one of the options, at least a little bit better. So if you're looking at this graph here, which do we call it? Give me one of these skewed thingies. Skewed right, because there's a tail on the right side. Little tail, like gerbil tail. Right? But now you're going to remember. You're going to remember. Okay, definitely timeout. Here we go. This is some stuff. Did you want to count how many of these we have for each one of them? No way. I don't either. So I want to see if there's a way in StatCrunch to do it for me, okay? So this is more just optimization now. You can do this on your own, but I want to show you how to do things a lot better, a lot faster. So we're going to go back to StatCrunch, of course. And they have a whole lot of numbers. Now, I could sort them, and then I can like start counting with my fingers, but like there's got to be a way to make this better. Well, what if I just try a histogram like I have been? So I say graph histogram, okay? Number of potholes. And you can do this here, but I'm sure it's fine. You don't really click anything. I'm just going to hit compute. And I know that that's not what we're looking for. They're not wanting a graph right now. I get it. But if you hover on top of a bar, it'll tell you the frequency. You see that? It tells you how much it is if you hover on top of it. So that was 10, 6, 6, 4. You feeling me here? I mean, you can just look at where the bar end. You don't even have to hover on top of it if you don't want to. Oh, sorry, that was a 6. My bad. 6, 6, 4. Then we got a 2, 4, 3. Look at that. Look how fast that was. You see what I'm kind of getting at there? Bam, that was it. So I know it wasn't looking for the graph, but certainly we can use this for optimization. Are we good with that? All right, cool. If you have questions, you tell me. Relative frequency. What do I have to do to find the relative frequency of this kind of stuff? Yeah, add it up and then say it. Divide by the total, exactly. Very good. So what I'm going to do is take each one of these and divide it by the total. So I have 10. What's my total supposed to be? Just look around. What's my total? Take a guess. 35 exactly. It said in the problem, didn't it? Now, is there a way in StatCrunch to get relative frequency? I am sure. Yeah, I am sure there is. I just don't know if I would go that far for that. Because of the rounding issues, and it might round not the way you want it one time. So I'm going to have to do a little bit by hand, and that's okay. Do y'all like, I mean, I like Desmos. I think it's cool, but I mean, do you want like a hand calculator maybe? Would that be helpful to you? Yeah. Like a little, like, you don't need one. You don't. Yeah, go ahead. You would take them in the math lab. You would just go down there and say, hey, I'm here to take a test, and they would hook you up. Yep. Not at home, that's correct. Now you can do your quizzes and homework and quizzes at the house. But yeah, the exams have to be done in yes, you would. Yep, you go down there, say, hey, I took my exams down there. Yes, very good. Say that again, I'm sorry. How do we know it? Oh, because they have a password to protect it all. Yeah, it's like password protected. Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, they'll sign you in and all that. Oh yeah, you got it. It says what percentage have exactly 3? So I'm looking around at 3. What would that be? What do I put in the box? I just did Desmos. I'm just doing Desmos. So I'm going to Desmos. Yeah, I have to go through manually and start dividing each one of those. That's why I'm using Desmos. But again, hand calculators work too. So what would I put in this box, guys? Say it. You got it. 17.1. And again, because it said 1 decimal place. You see how it said 1 decimal place? Okay, 5 or more. There it is. You got it. So I'm going to add this one, and this one. 25.7. So not too bad, right? Not too bad. Definitely there's a little bit of optimization. Can I use StatCrunch? Yes. Should I use it for literally everything? Maybe. I want to show you something though, and this is just another life hack. I don't know if this will work. No promises, but here, let me show you what I'm going to try. I'm going to start back over with StatCrunch from the very beginning. And I'm going to do graph, histogram, click it, and then we just hit compute, right? But hold on. you can change it to relative frequency right here. You see that? Which should give me these decimals where I don't have to do it by hand, in theory. So I'm going to hit compute, and let's see what we got, all right? So if I hover over it, ooh, that worked. That worked. Did you see how we got a whole long string of decimals? I rounded as I like. That worked. But I would not say that works every time. I've had some times where it rounds, and then all of a sudden it's not what I want. Just saying, it's like, I'd be careful. Yep. So I just went back to histogram, and I just changed it to relative frequency instead. See how those little changes can make a whole big difference, though? That's what we're here in class learning, you know? We're learning, hey, what can I do there? Okay. So we have frequency, relative frequency. We've already talked about that. Keep cruising. Right here. Whoa. Whoa, 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 Chad. This is crazy. How do you think Chad did this? I got a 100 on every bit of the homework. How did Chad do this? I'm Chad, by the way. Hello. This one is number 10. Number 10. Yeah. How would I have done that one? Any ideas? I hope so. I hope so. I honestly, I don't know. And we can do this by hand. There's not that many numbers, right? I would find the lowest and the highest, subtract, divide by 4. I still recommend doing that. I know. Ugh. But, I mean, is there an easier way? Maybe. Oh, wait. Time out! Oh my gosh, I just found something here. Do y'all know, like, word problems? You know what I mean? And you're like, oh, get to the math, right? I didn't read. What does it say way over here? Start here, class width of this. It tells you. So hold on. We can do this. I'm going to start over with StatCrunch now. This is going to be awesome. I remember getting this one wrong. I got this one terribly wrong, and then I went, oh, look, it's right there. So graph histogram, click var1, and then I'm going to change this to, where am I starting? 30,000. And my width would be 6,000. Compute. Look, I got 4 bars. I can hover on it and give me the frequency. It tells me, it says var1, and it gives me those numbers right there. So then I got 30,000. And then the next one starts at 36. And then the next one starts at 42. And then the last one starts at 48. So if that started at 36, I'm going to end now at 999. All right, yeah, that's what I'm thinking at least. I sure hope it is. And we're going to try each one of these here. 7,999. And then this guy, again, if you're thinking about where the next one would be, it's right here at 54. So then the last one would be 53,999, right? Okay, so 13, 11, 0, 1. 13, 11, 0, and 1. Come on, StatCrunch, don't fail me. Yeah! Woo! And then we can just go back and do the same thing. Relative frequency, you just click relative and you're good to go. So did you see how I had to read? Oh! I know I got that one wrong the first time I tried this on my own. Because I remember I was very frustrated. This is when you start throwing things. Because you just didn't read. I do the same thing. I throw things, exactly. So, moving on. Okay. Relative frequency, we already talked about that one. That's easy. So we have a whole lot of numbers, and it just says, it just has numbers about it again. I think you're going to be fine with this. Multiple choice, I'm not worried about it. Okay, dot plot. So let's talk about dot plot. Since we're still here, we got a whole minute or so. Yeah, we got time. So I'm going to go open up StatCrunch, and I'm not going to do a histogram this time. I'm going to go graph. What do I have? Do I have a dot plot somewhere? There it is. Click var1, hit compute, and like literally we're done again. So A, B, C, or D, which one matches up to this guy? A looks pretty darn good, yeah. Wow, Chad, was it just that easy? Graph, dot plot, right? So graph, dot plot. Is that cool? So like if you're wondering like what am I supposed to do? It's all here somehow. Okay, no. Big timeout. I know this is the last question and we're gonna be done for the day. I got this one wrong and I was so angry and I left it where I did not get a 100 on this assignment. I'm so sorry. It was, yeah, I know. This is the one that I got so upset at and I'm going to show you how to fix it, okay? It's not hard. Here we go. So it says construct a relative frequency histogram. And again, it even says 0 class width of 5. Do you see that? Again, I got to read. This is the very last one. The very last one. So, and it says U.S. tornadoes. So I have to click on this one. And let me tell you, this is a whole lot of numbers. So I'm going to click open in StatCrunch. And I got a lot of numbers. Would you want to do this by hand? No way. Nobody should be doing this by hand. It's terrible. But it says, okay, find a right graph. All right, so go ahead, graph, histogram. And for what is it? Is it the fatalities or the length? What do they want? It says length. Very good. Starting at 0, a width of 5. They told me this, so I have to do it, and that's a good thing. I'm going to hit compute. So this is what it looks like. Go ahead and give me a skew. Which kind of skew is it? Skewed right. So got a little tail on the right side. Yes. Yes. Yep. Stats, crunch, graph, histogram. Yep. Length. And again, we're going to start at 0 and we're going 5 because it said so. It said do 0 and 5. Compute. All right. So it says, which of these graphs makes sense? Is that it? Nah. Next one. Is that it? No. Next one. Is this it? Ooh. Check it. This is, okay, hold on. Which skewed again? C, skewed right. Very good. This is where I got it wrong. Right here. This is that moment. It says, what's the relative frequency from 5 to 9.9999? So that's like this grouping right here. But like it wants the relative frequency. How do I change it from frequency to relative frequency? Go back and what? Yeah. There it is. There it is. That's exactly right. Like, how do you do it? You change it. But everything else stays the same. Compute, and again, it's saying, hey, from 5 to basically 10. From 5 to 10. This grouping right here. What does it say? 0.1? So I'm going to put in 0.1. And we got it right. That's the only thing I got wrong in this whole problem right there. I don't know what I did. I don't know what I did, but it wasn't this. Look, it's already there. The answer's already there from StatCrunch. From frequency to relative frequency. Correct. So on the next one, it says, now we're just talking about Texas and not the United States. You just repeat it here for these Texas ones, okay? So it's already just a whole new graph, copy, paste. Everything else was the same. It was super easy. So now you know. I'm done. I don't have anything else. We're done here. Any questions? Yep, that's it. Thank you, guys. I'll see y'all back here.